that lost loves. I have on the first on my list is Alan G. And he is going to read you a short story, and he can tell you just a wee bit about himself and the story. Welcome. Big round of applause for Alan.
Thank you.
There's fresh water up there for people that want water to drink.
Thanks. My name is Alan. Can you hear me? Is that working?
Well,
Sort of?
Try the button.
It's on. Hello? Okay, there we go. Okay, okay. So my name is Alan G. Alan Gerling. Okay? Yes. And I write fiction, and I write poetry, and I write plays, I write whatever I can, you know, basically. Whatever I can, I'll try. So I brought a story that I wrote quite some time ago. So it's got a few details that are a little bit dated, but it's, yeah. It's called, well, the English title is My Trip to Canada, but it actually has a Japanese title, which is Watashi no Kanada Ryoko. Okay? And the reason for that is that the main character is Japanese. Okay? So, Watashi no Kanada Ryoko. Okay? It's all in English, don't worry. Okay. So it's got chapters, and I guess it's about 5 minutes. I won't read the whole story.
Do you want to move the stand back if it's in your way?
No, it's okay. Okay, so chapter 1 is called Anne of Green Gables. Manami sits gazing intently out the window. The seat next to her is empty, but for her Calvin Klein carry-on. She wears jeans, a purple jumper, and her hair is long, pinned back neatly, bangs hanging straight across her forehead. Someone is sure to notice her eyes. Large, reflecting the azure, they seem an impossible blue in such a beautiful Japanese face. Could they see Canada through the haze below? She wouldn't know. She has no experience. This is her first time abroad. But in fact, she does see. No, not the coastal peaks rising through the clouds, but the pictures of her imagining. She sees the Rocky Mountains loom as she steps out of Vancouver's airport into the icy August air. She senses the cold, the freshness like a morning salad. And how about the great expanses, vast meadows surrounding 3-story brick houses with gabled roofs? Those gables, will they be green, like in the story of the girl with red hair, red-haired Anne? Then there are the endless parks and woods populated by beavers, deer, bears even, and all the tall, pinky-skinned foreigners everywhere speaking English. 5 days only. It's a big challenge. Will her high school lessons and conversation classes prove their worth? Sure, she can make some nice sentences. Japan has 4 seasons. Or, how do I get to the bus station? But will she understand what people say back to her? She will be the foreigner now, won't she? What if a cute Canadian boy speaks to her? Will she make a fool of herself with her poor English? Will he say things that don't appear in any school textbook? That could easily happen, couldn't it? So many of them are cute, and she heard, so kind. Before long, the plane begins its final approach. The city appears, a single large cluster of tall buildings surrounded by ocean. Bridges connect to smaller structures that spread out along the banks of rivers or inlets, across rises and plateaus punctuated by sudden dark patches of forest. and up the sides of mountains until they can go no further. It is spectacular, but can those mountains be the Rockies? They are small and roundish with no accents of snow. Where do people ski? She recalls that the bus ride to Banff takes more than 10 hours. She'll have to wait until tomorrow then. This is not quite the country she dreamed of. First time to Canada? The immigration official, a beefy red-faced man with curly grey hair, says, looking over her passport. Excuse me? Manami asks. First time in Canada? He tries again. Yes. Business or pleasure? Yes. I mean, is this a vacation for you? Oh yes, it is a vacation. How long do you plan to stay? 5 days. I will come back next Tuesday, my job. To Japan? To Japan, she says, and nods. Well, have a good time, he says, returning her documents. She bows slightly. So far so good, she thinks. One stumble, but it's true, he was kind, and such a big friendly smile. No one calls or greets her when she walks out the security doors into the big foreign world, but it feels as if a parade were underway all the same. She senses her adventures beginning for real from this very moment. 2 sets of automatic doors to the outside whisk open, and surprise, it's so unexpectedly warm, but not sticky humid like Tokyo. Is that a hint of sea or mountain air she feels on her cheek? The sun shines brightly, and shorts and t-shirts seem to be popular. She doesn't have shorts, but she does have an umbrella. Rain is popular too, she's heard. The jumper she's wearing and the mittens in her jacket pocket will have to wait for Banff. The bus that will take her into the city arrives. She fumbles with the Canadian currency, drops $2 coins into the machine she drops two $2 coins into the machine and waits for the change to appear. Exact fare, miss. Move along, the driver says. What did he say? Manami smiles and thinks, no, it's not fair. She's pleased with her spontaneous thought in English. One kind man then, and now one who is not so. Is she keeping a record? No, that would be silly. She will accept whatever this country presents to her, seize the moment, get as much out of the trip as she can. Yes, that's the spirit. Through the window of the bus, she looks for brick and gables, but sees only siding, stucco, and asphalt. Green lawns are everywhere. Houses in Japan have no lawns, a spot for shrubbery at most. She sees a large stone building with a steep roof and long vertical multicolored windows. The cross on top tells her it's a church. She thinks first of the wedding ceremonies that must be performed inside, the bride in white with a veil, the groom in a black tuxedo, and the minister raising his hands to heaven as the audience applauds with a standing ovation. She pulls the cord and gets off. She knows from movies that church doors always seem to be open to any passerby, but this one is locked. So instead she puts her bag down and stands, her mind stirring. And there she goes, all in her nuptial regalia, running down the steps under a shower of rice to a long sloping lawn where she drops to her knees and rolls over and over with her new Canadian husband. Can it really be like that in Canada? Maybe. Only in Canada. The green, the fresh air, the smiling open faces. Never in Japan, she thinks. The formality there, the earnest faces. Suddenly, some kind of bright light of freedom switches on in her brain. How did that happen? No matter, she intends to go with whatever comes her way. Back on the bus, Manami looks at the people. It's late afternoon, and there are more of them. She moves around, sitting here and there, listening. She hears English, yes, But Chinese and other languages too. Do they not need English in Canada? Do Canadians speak 2, 3 more languages because one won't do? Does anyone here speak French? What an amazing country. She'd love to know these people, talk to them, live amongst them. Facing her now is a man in a dark suit, a Canadian man, she is sure. He is young and he is cute. What does he look like? Most foreigners look like someone famous, she always felt. Brad Pitt? No, too perfect. His face is long, hair combed back, eyes big with heavy lids. Yes, she knows who it is. It's Nicolas Cage. She wants to tell him so, and she would, but the bus stops and he's gone. Going home to his beautiful wife, she thinks, to a woman she'd gladly trade places with. It shouldn't be too hard to meet one like him. It's a well-known fact. Western men love Japanese girls. She reaches the downtown area. She looks at her map to find the depot from which her bus to Banff will leave. Just a few blocks, but she has 3 hours to spare. Walking around, wheeling her bag, she sees towers and shops. It can almost be any downtown district in Japan. But who are these people sitting on the sidewalks with signs, hats, and boxes? Beggars? In Canada? Is this a poor country? She never knew. Spare change, one squatting man with a shaved head and baggy army clothes calls out. He's a boy, really, about her own age. Luck to you, girlie, he says. What could that mean? Something nasty? She breaks into small, fast steps to get away, keeping a good distance from the others. They aren't cute, or like anyone famous. She isn't frightened, no, just a little cautious. And that's always a good thing. She wonders if she's in a scary part of town, if she should leave. She'll be fine on the bus. On the bus, she'll be able to sleep and wake up to the magnificent Rockies of her dreams. Okay, that's chapter 1.